China says it will not be issuing individual travel permits for its people to visit Taiwan. It cited the current state of cross-strait relations as the reason.
And for more into this, we speak now with Ross Feingold, and he's an Asia political risk analyst, and he joins us from Taipei. Ross, how much impact would this actually have for businesses on both sides of the strait?
Well, it has much more of an impact for businesses that are connected to the tourism industry here in Taiwan. And that includes a wide range of subsectors within tourism. Obviously, hotels across a range of classes that Chinese tourists are known to stay in when they visit Taiwan, typically 3, 4, and 5-star. Includes transportation, whether taxis, trains, that tourists use. Restaurants, of course, and any kind of leisure activity that tourists will visit, whether it's in rural areas, seaside, water sports, etc. So certainly people are going to feel the pain here in Taiwan. And the government in Taiwan likes to talk about making up the deficit of Chinese tourists with tourists from other geographies such as Southeast Asia or Northeast Asia. But typically a lot of tourists from Southeast Asia don't make the daily spend that Chinese tourists are known to spend. And again, even if there's an increase in tourists from other places around the region, it typically doesn't make up for the lost revenue from the Chinese tourists. So it definitely will hurt people connected to the tourism industry here in Taiwan.
Ross, China is citing the state of its relations with Taiwan by being behind this move, but didn't really elaborate. Could you give us a bit more context then into China's possible rationale?
Well, ever since Tsai Ing-wen took office in May of 2016, she has not adhered to the previous construct of cross-strait relations that her predecessor, Ma Ying-jeou, the Kuomintang, did. And this has made China very unhappy, so government-to-government contacts have ceased, whereas in the preceding years they have been progressing to ever deeper levels. China has squeezed Taiwan's international space, hasn't let Taiwan participate in international organizations. China has conducted military exercises with increasingly large frequency and the amount of assets that they deploy when they do that. So China has expressed its displeasure with Tsai Ing-wen's China policies in a number of ways. And this is just one more policy tool that China is using to express that displeasure.
Exactly. China has used many tools, but the question is, why now? Why is this suspension coming at this point? Is it because its objection to the recent U.S. arms sale to Taiwan? Is this a retaliatory move on Beijing's part?
I think it's more fair to say that given China's views about its relationship with Taiwan and how divergent that is from the current government in Taiwan, that China would continue to do these things. So other events, whether it's U.S. arms sales or entering the political season with the election in January, Tsai Ing-wen recently transited the U.S., where she met with U.S. politicians and had a number of public events. Some might say those are trigger events, but actually China probably would have done these things even if Tsai Ing-wen hadn't visited the U.S. or the United States hadn't announced weapons sales, because for China what they want most is a leader in Taiwan who will see China-Taiwan relations in the way that China wants Taiwan's leader to view it. And right now, that's not what the elected leadership in Taiwan agrees with. So China will continue to do these things, and they would have done these things absent other external events.
All right, thanks for your analysis. Always good to speak to you, Ross Feingold, Asia political risk analyst, speaking to us from Taipei.